Reschedule meeting of the Texarkana, Arkansas Board of Directors to order. Just a couple of housekeeping things. One, if you wish to address the board tonight, there's citizens communication cards on the ledge. If you'll complete one of those and get it to our city clerk, she can get that to me so we would have a record of you speaking. The second thing is without objection, the intent was to have our presentation tonight to our state senator and state representative before citizens communication time. I would like to move that to before without any objection from the board so they can get on their way back to Little Rock. Then we'll move right on into citizens communication time. This time we'll have our roll call.
Director Harris?
Here.
Director Hollowbush?
Here.
Assistant Mayor Brewer is absent. Director Jewell?
Here.
Director Smith?
Here.
Director Roberts?
Here.
Mayor Brown?
Here. This time we'll stand for our invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. Dear God, thank you for this day and all the blessings that you've given us, and thank you for all of us that serve in our community, and thank you for our state senator and our state representative that's present here tonight, and be with us as we conduct the business of the city. For it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. So at this time, if I may, I would like to recognize our League's General Counsel and Legislative Director, John Wilkerson.
I'm going to ask Jack Critcher to join me.
Yes.
Well, folks, it's a genuine honor for me to be here in front of you. I'm John Wilkerson. I'm the League's General Counsel and Legislative Director, like you mentioned. Been doing the job for 20 years now, or been 20 years at the Municipal League. In the last 10 or so, I've been at the legislature helping cities and towns. And I can tell you, you are a blessed community to have a state representative and a state senator the way of the likes that you have right now. And it's my honor to recognize them and their valiant effort on your behalf constantly at the state legislature, not just for the city of Texarkana, but for the state of Arkansas. Representative Carol Dalby, I'll start with, has been a true friend of cities, towns, Texarkana, the state, tireless advocate for good and right. As a chair of the Judiciary Committee, I've seen her work, and it's just impeccable. One of the things I'm most proud to say and to look back on and be proud of this moment is working with her on district court legislation, which was a monumental effort, to say the least. Yet she never wavered. She stuck with us. She told us the truth. Sometimes they were hard, but she told us the truths, and we worked with her incredibly, incredibly well. She is, again, an advocate for you, and she cares about this city deeply. You can feel it in everything that she does. So on behalf of the Municipal League, and if I may, on behalf of the city of Texarkana, I'd like to acknowledge Representative Carol Dalby with a Distinguished Legislator Award in honor of her, who has demonstrated the exemplary service that benefited the cities and towns of Arkansas, especially Texarkana, Arkansas, during the 95th General Assembly. Representative Dalby, thank you so much.
Denise is going to get a picture.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Since we're heading down here and we had an extra plaque, we figured we'd acknowledge Senator Hickey as well. No, I tell you, and I know I speak for Jack when I say this, that there are people that you can go to and count on to, again, be straight, be honest, be upfront with you, tell you the things that you need to hear, good, bad, and be a champion for, again, good and right. And my favorite memory of Senator Hickey this last session is the home garden bill. And I remember the home garden bill very, very well because it made a lot of sense. Yet even though it made a lot of sense, but he still wanted to make sure, is this okay for my city? Is this okay for the cities and towns of Arkansas? And I remember that in a committee meeting, he said, are we sure this is okay? It passed, and we made some changes based largely on his comment that, are we sure this is best for the city, especially the city of Texarkana? He is a gatekeeper on a lot of things, and we value him and his opinion and his thoughts and his comments dearly. And so on behalf, again, of the Municipal League, and hopefully on behalf of the City of Texarkana, I'd like to recognize Senator Hickey with the Distinguished Legislator Award, again, in honor of his demonstrated exemplary services for the cities and towns of Arkansas, especially Texarkana, Arkansas, during the 95th General Assembly. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. I know some of that hurt. Greatly appreciate the city for all they do, and actually the Municipal League, Representative Dalby and I work closely with them every day. Without them, there would be, it would be hard for us to understand how some of this stuff is intertwined. So thank you all for everything you do, and thank you all for your aspect with the state. Of course. Thank you. I don't want to. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
John,
Thank you all very much for having us. We really appreciate it.
Director Roberts.
I've worked with Representative Dalby for years before, you're not going to get out till I get to coffee here. And, I truly believe that she is the best state representative in Arkansas. She is accessible. You can call her, you can text her, she's going to respond, and she truly puts our needs first. And Senator Hickey does the same thing. Our delegation down here is second to nobody in this state, and your spouses definitely deserve a round of applause for putting up with both of you being gone. I mean, they've done without you a lot, but we're glad you're there for us.
Thank you. Appreciate the kind words.
Thank you.
for your time.
Thank you. Thank y'all. So at this time, we'll move into our citizens' communication time. I have one right now. Jamie, you want to remind people of the workshop?
Just a quick reminder, next Thursday of next week, the 26th, at 6 o'clock, we'll have the Container Home Workshop that Director Harris had requested here in this room.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to address the board tonight during citizens' communication time? Anyone else? Hearing none, seeing none, we'll move into our consent agenda. We have item 2, 3, 4, and 5 on our consent agenda. Item number 2 is approval of the minutes of the rescheduled regular meeting of February 2nd. Item number 3 is to adopt a resolution accepting the 2025 Public Facilities Board Annual Report. Item number 4 is to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a construction contract with Francis Excavating for Country Club Road and the Drainage Rehab Project. And item number 5 is to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to award the engineering contract to A.L. Franks Engineering for the design of County Avenue Detention Basin and the Bobby Ferguson Pond Outfall Structure Improvement. What would be the desire of the board for the consent?
Motion to adopt.
Second. So I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The consent agenda passes. Moving right on into our regular agenda, item number 6 tonight is consider the following action concerning the demolition of 7 substandard structures. We're going to conduct a public hearing to receive comments regarding certification of certain delinquent taxes. Then we're going to adopt a resolution, propose a resolution certifying the amount to be put on the tax books as delinquent and collected accordingly. At this time, we'll turn the meeting over to Public Works Director Roger Douglas, and we will open a public hearing.
These are the demolitions that we've done with CDGB money, that the ones we did with the public works budget, we did not put liens on.
Anyone have any questions about the 7 that are on the list?
I got a question, but it's somewhat indirectly with this.
Okay.
My question would be is, I have asked for the city manager many times to do a housing study. Apparently, that's probably not gonna get done. But my thing is, what type of standard is the city gonna have as to what house to tear down now? Because if we eventually get some type of housing study and see what house could be rehabbed, there's probably not gonna be none left based on the way that the city is taking them. And I give 2 examples. There's 2 houses on Ferguson Street. One of them had fell in the backside, and there's one over there down there by the creek. It fell in. Then you go over there on, what street? Orleans Street. There's two over there, or maybe I go a little bit further over in Carmichael Hill area. There's a brick house that half of the side been there, and it's been there for 10 years or more, and it fell in, well, part of it fell in. Then you go down on, if I can remember, I think on Euclid Street, I think that's the street by the railroad track, it was a fire on the White House over there. And the point I'm trying to make here, those should be more priority than a house that just sitting there. Somebody ain't got the window boarded up, which you probably can just go board it up the window. And that, otherwise, I'm just trying to ask, what type of standard would the city incorporate or get as to what houses to be towed down, you know?
Most all of them that we get are either, like you said, half of them fell down, something like that, there's been a fire, or if there's something that the police department has been having trouble with, an abandoned house, that goes into it. There's a lot of different things that goes into which houses are picked.
When for us, the police department abandoned house, that probably could be resolved if the city up the penalty and the pain and they just board up the house. Then they ride through there and see the house and not board it, because I don't want to see, like I said before, when I started my conversation, I don't want to see that we doesn't have any houses that could be, because I've drove around on the other side of 12th Street. You got abandoned houses down that way on 12th over there on Pecan Street. What other street is that? I'm trying to think. I think it's maybe not Laura Street. On up some, Senator Street. You got houses over that way and that are abandoned, but I don't think those houses quick gonna get condemned versus a house over there on College Hill or Carmichael Hill, you know, for some reason.
We get them all across the city.
But if you look at the data of the houses being condemned and towed down, you probably gonna have 70 or 80% in Ward 2 for the past maybe 4 or 5 even years. So like I said, my point is that I would like to see some type of other standard that's done, because, and like I said, I was trying to, like I said, if the city manager ever do a housing study, because there's money out there for do house. I had got a phone call the other day, the guy who stayed on Martha Street, he was asking me, was there any money to help do his roof? And I was telling him, there's money out there, but the city got to go for it. You know, if the city doesn't apply for it, I don't think, because you got to have I think there's some type of number you got to have for some type of 501c3, and it's designed for the city to go after money with the hood. So, and that's what I'm getting at. So, and finish this up. I'm planning on maybe this could be addressed with the community sometime in April. I just thought about that if there was 3 meetings, one over there at Bradford, one somewhere in College Hill area, and one at This is Washington, have about 3 different meetings in Ward 2 in the month of April. I just get back with the city. That way the citizens can come and see if they seeing the same thing I'm seeing. I have them come and ask me this, but asking me and come to a board meeting is basically 2 different things. You know, you can ask me question all day, but I was telling them, until you get the city manager to want to get involved in doing something about the housing situation in Ward 2 or maybe throughout the city, it really ain't going nowhere, from my standpoint, you know.
Any other discussion?
I have a question, just out of curiosity. This 4 States Urban Development Project, is that any kind of government entity? Is that owns that, or is that just, or do you know?
I don't know.
No, sir, that's a private company.
That was rather large bill they racked up there, right? $12,000 for?
Yes, sir.
Any other discussion? If not, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas notice was given to Arkansas Code annotated 1454904 to the property owners of the properties listed as in Exhibit A of a hearing before the Texarkana, Arkansas Board of Directors to determine the amount of the lien, if any, to be placed on the properties for the expense incurred by the city for removal of demolished structures and debris from nuisance properties of such parcel of real property under the provisions of Arkansas Code annotated 1456-201 et sequitur and Arkansas Code annotated 1454-901 et sequitur, and the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances, including without limitation, Chapter 12, Article 8. And whereas such notice was given pursuant to the applicable law more than 30 days prior to the date of the hearing, and stated that the hearing on the matter would be before the City Board of Directors on February 17th, commencing at 6 p.m. in the Texarkana, Arkansas Municipal Building Boardroom. And whereas a hearing on such claim by the city was held this date pursuant said notice and in accordance with the provisions of applicable law and the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances. And whereas the properties at issue, property owners, and lien amounts with the amount of the lien on each said parcel being the city's incurred expense for such parcel plus 10% penalty as provided by law, including without limitation, Arkansas Code annotated 1454-904 are listed on Exhibit A attached here too. Whereas the Board of Directors has determined that there should be certified to the Miller County, Arkansas tax collector to be placed on the books as delinquent taxes the amount set forth for each said parcel of real property. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the names of amounts set forth for each piece of property in Exhibit A are hereby certified to the tax collector for Miller County, Arkansas for placement on the tax books as delinquent taxes on the respective parcels of real property identified and described therein and collected accordingly as provided for by applicable law, including without limitation, Arkansas Code annotated 1454-901 et sequitur.
City attorneys read the resolution. Desire of the board.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hullabush?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Director Smith?
Yes.
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, the resolution passes. Moving on to item number 7 is to consider the following action concerning the maintenance of overgrown lots. Conduct a public hearing regarding the placing of liens on 47 overgrown lots. Adopt a resolution placing liens on 47 overgrown lots. Roger Douglas.
These are the weed lots that we bring before you every so often, every year.
Anybody have any discussion, any comments or questions? If not, I would instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas notice was given pursuant to Arkansas Code annotated 1454-904 to the property owners of the properties listed in Exhibit A of a hearing before the Texarkana, Arkansas Board of Directors to determine the amount of the lien, if any, to be placed on the properties for the expense incurred by the city for removal of overgrowth, trash, and debris from nuisance properties of such parcel of real property as the provisions of Arkansas Code annotated 1456-201 et sequitur and Arkansas Code annotated 1454-901 et sequitur, and the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances, including without limitation, Chapter 12, Article 8, and whereas such notice was given pursuant to applicable law more than 30 days prior to the date of the hearing, and stated that the hearing on the matter would be before the City Board of Directors on February 17th, commencing at 6 in the Texarkana, Arkansas Municipal Building Boardroom. And whereas a hearing on such claim by the city was held this day pursuant to said notice in accordance with the provisions of applicable law and the City of Texarkana, Arkansas Code of Ordinances. And whereas the properties at issue, property owners, and lien amounts with the amount of lien on each said parcel being the city's incurred expense for such parcel plus 10% penalty as provided by law, including without limitation, Arkansas Code annotated 1454-904 are listed on Exhibit A attached here too. Whereas the Board of Directors has determined that there should be certified to the Miller County, Arkansas tax collector to be placed on the books as delinquent taxes the amount set forth for each said parcel of real property. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the City of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the amount set forth for each piece of property in Exhibit A are hereby certified to the tax collector for Miller County, Arkansas for placement on the tax books as delinquent taxes on the respective parcels of real property identified and described therein and collected accordingly as provided for by applicable law, including without limitation Arkansas Code annotated 1454-901 et sequitur.
City attorney's read the resolution, desire of the board.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Mayor,
Yes.
I just want to make another note. I counted 35 of those properties out of 47 from Ward 2. Is there any big rationale behind that? Or were these houses that, from abandoned houses that was tore down, or what?
It's just properties that don't clean up and stuff, and we get complaints on them, we have to send people over to clean them up.
Okay, and then my other question, you don't give nobody a notice to take them before the court judge?
Yeah,
These is based on they went before, because if I read your ordinance, the ordinance said that you got 7 days if you send somebody a letter to clean up, but it doesn't say that they have to go before municipal court.
they don't go before the court unless they're written a citation. A lot of these that we do, people are not even here. They're on out of state and everything else.
We prioritize the weed lots based on the complaints that come in. And if we issue them a citation and send them to court, those weed lots are just staying uncut even longer. Our ordinances also require Public Works to go in and remedy that. So we have found that this is the best option for the community to get in there, get the weed lot cut, and build them for that.
Okay, I understand that, but when is the city property and a person like me make a request for the city property? Why sometimes they take anywhere from 6 months, maybe 8 months. I'm gonna give an example. Over there by 218, over there by High Points, there's an alley through there, or city right of way. I don't think y'all ever cut that. Then the grass over there behind over there by Saber Lot near the creek. You know, I'd have made 2 or 3 notice. But the point what I'm trying to make is that there's an ordinance, they give an ordinance for make people have theirs and cut within 7 days, but the city doesn't apply the same standard to them. Theirs are not cut. There's a situation with some not even cut today. And that was made a request by me, so how do you get the city to do what they need to do if you trying to make the resident do what they need to do? By giving them a 7-day letter, and then they got 7 days to do it.
I would love to be able to do that, and if the board would like to give us additional employees, probably about 20 of them, we could certainly make that happen.
But I'm just saying that it look like to me that the city should be somewhat on the same standard you putting the resident on. That's the point I'm trying to make. That you, like I said, those 2 places I just named, one place ain't even been cut in a year or 2, and I know they've been cut because I've made that request. But yet you give people a notice and they got 7 days to cut. So where's the fairness in that?
We're trying to keep the citizens happier than us.
Is the ordinance that requires us to remedy weed lots, is that our ordinance or is that something that's from the state?
It's ours, and I don't remember the exact wording of it. I'd have to go back and look at it, but that is in our ordinances.
Any other discussion?
Well, what is our requirement per our ordinance? What is when it's determined to be, when Public Works determine it to be the grass too tall? How long does the owner of that lot have to remedy the situation, to get the grass cut?
They have 7 days,
How many?
7 days.
7 days.
Now, if they call and say that they're working on it, but they've got this problem or that problem, it gets extended.
Okay.
I mean, we don't rush right over there and do it.
But let's say 7 days, Public Works decide that they want to take action. The city can show up and cut that on the 8th day?
They could,
and bill them for the $200?
We don't.
But I know, but they could. Is that right?
yeah.
Technically, we could, yes, sir. It normally takes us way longer than that.
Understand,
To
but-
get to them. But yes, technically, you're correct.
Isn't that a little too quick?
We never get to it in 7 days.
Well, I understand. Okay.
Any other discussion? We have a motion and a second. Could you call the roll? Don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Director Smith?
Yes.
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, the resolution passes. Our last item, item number 8, is to adopt a resolution authorizing and directing the city manager to enter an agreement with Amtrak to lease a portion of the municipal parking lot located at 219 Front Street. Tyler?
So many of you are aware, a couple of years ago, when our Amtrak station down at Union had to move out of that building due to a partial roof collapse. They set up a temporary office in that Union Station parking lot, but their ultimate goal is not to be in that. They have since gone to solely to online ticketing. We've been speaking with Amtrak, trying to ensure that they stay here locally and offer their services. We've been talking to them for probably about 4 years about some options. So this is the best option that we could come up with still providing for our police department down there in the parking lot. All they want is a small strip at the edge of the parking lot. They'll have access to the platform at the back of that parking lot, and it's just right on the edge of our property line. So it doesn't affect our parking in the lot currently. The only thing it does is do away with a few parking spots roadside there. But they agreed to put up an opaque fence between this access path and our police parking. It's going to be landscaped. It's going to, we ensured that it look good. But it's just a small ADA path to get from Front Street to the platform for their ticketed passengers. Have any questions?
Any questions? If not, I'd instruct the city attorney to read the resolution.
Whereas the city of Texarkana, Arkansas owns certain real property located at 219 East Front Street, Texarkana, Arkansas, which is currently used as a municipal parking lot for the Texarkana, Arkansas Police Department. And whereas the National Railroad Passenger Corporation desires to lease a portion of the property for purposes reasonably related to the operation of rail passenger station and Amtrak's business operations, and whereas the city manager has negotiated a lease agreement with Amtrak providing, among other things, for Amtrak's lease of approximately 1,080 square feet, 0.02 acres of the parking lot, an initial term of 5 years commencing July 1, 2025, with one optional 5-year extension, and an annual fee of $1. And whereas the city board of directors finds that entering into the lease is in the best interest of the city and supports continued passenger rail service operations and related station access and improvements. Now therefore be it resolved by the board of directors of the city of Texarkana, Arkansas, that the city manager is authorized to enter into the attached lease agreement with Amtrak.
City attorney's read the resolution, desire the board.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Let's have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Could you call the
I have a
roll?
question,
Yes.
Mayor. Is there, Josh, is there a release of liability to the city in the
Jake.
agreement? Jake, sorry.
Close enough.
It says Josh on the name tag.
He's tricking you.
It does.
I promise that's not the first time that's happened.
I don't know that, I haven't. read-
Yes, there is.
There it is.
Okay, I was looking for it, I just didn't see it.
Any other discussion? Could you call the roll?
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hollebush?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Director Smith?
Yes.
Director Roberts?
Yes.
Mayor Brown?
Yes, and the resolution passes. Moving into board's commentary, is there any board member that wishes to address the board tonight? Director Harris.
I just want to remind the public, and I guess, the city that February is restaurant, Black History Month, and I don't know if, I don't think nothing said at the first of the meeting last, about, 2 weeks ago, but it's still, about 2 more weeks left, so this is Black History Month, so.
Any other board member?
I just want to poll the board real quick. I know in November, we were looking at revising our current food truck ordinance, and I was going to see if you guys would be interested in attending a workshop to work through some of those details.
What we do.
Is that, I mean, can we set a date, maybe sometime in March?
It's up to you.
Okay.
I just want to make sure everybody's available to show up if we set a date.
We'll send out, we'll email each board member with some available dates to schedule something for you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Not, I'd entertain, our next meeting will be Monday, March the 2nd. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Let's have a motion and a second. Could you call the roll, please?
Director Harris?
Yes.
Director Hullabush?
Yes.
Director Jewell?
Yes.
Director Smith?
Yes.
Director Roberts?